Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nick Richardson and this is the news. And we start by returning to the topic of celebrity vaccinations. A group of Warsaw actors and former politicians were vaccinated against the coronavirus before doctors who had priority at that time. The Minister of Health, Zbigniew Zborowski, has demanded the resignation of the rector of the Warsaw Medical University, Zbigniew Zborowski, and the District Prosecutor's Office in Warsaw has started an investigation into the affair. Deputy Minister of Justice Michał Woś and ruling party MP Jan Kanthak reported the breach of the law to the prosecutor's office. According to the Warsaw Regional Prosecutor's Office spokesperson, Aleksandra Szkiniarz, the case is under examination. The notification is being analysed. Official activities in this matter are underway. Prosecutors are currently planning their actions. After the scandal surfaced, the Warsaw Medical University published an excuse that 450 doses of coronavirus medicine were used as part of a campaign to promote vaccination. The State Material Reserves Agency, which is overseeing the action, denied this claim. Finally, last Friday, the rector of the medical university apologised for the scandal. I apologise to the whole academic community of our university, students, research and teaching staff, doctors, nurses, representatives of other medical professions, administrative employees, as well as the public for the recent events at the end of 2020 related to irregularities in the organisation of vaccinations against COVID-19 by a subordinate company, the Medical Centre of the Medical University of Warsaw. They have had a wide and negative impact, harming the good name of our institution. According to the Deputy Minister of Justice, Michał Woś, apologies at this moment are not enough. In our notification, we indicated two paragraphs, one quite obvious, that is Article 231, about the violation of powers and failure to fulfil obligations in connection with the actions of the Rector of the Medical University of Warsaw, in connection with the actions of responsible persons, and second, perhaps even more serious, because after all these inspections we know that documents were simply falsified. The names of the celebrities who took the vaccine shots before their turn are still leaking out. So far, the public has heard the names of movie stars such as Krystyna Janda or Viktor Zborowski or former Prime Minister Leszek Miller. And now here is the latest information on restrictions in connection with the coronavirus pandemic in the country. As Minister of Health Zbigniew Zborowski said during today's press conference, students from grades 1 to 3 will return to school on January the 18th. Today's report on the coronavirus presented by the Ministry of Health gives hope that the situation will improve. On Monday morning, the Ministry announced that there were 4,622 new cases of coronavirus infection, almost 5,000 fewer than on Sunday. Unfortunately, a further 75 people have died from COVID-19 in the last 24 hours, 65 of whom had comorbidities. The largest number of cases of infection was once again recorded in the Mazowiecki voivodeship, with 627, and the least in Podlaskia at 75. On Sunday, another 3,000 patients were vaccinated. Today marks a year since the first death from COVID-19 was confirmed in China, and China published the genetic sequence of the coronavirus. According to the American Johns Hopkins University, coronavirus infection has so far been found in over 90 million people worldwide, and almost 2 million of those infected have died. The reverberations continue from President Andrzej Duda's decision on Friday to veto the new law on the administration of government departments. The law, among other provisions, transferred the responsibility for forestry and hunting from the Ministry of the Environment to the Ministry of Agriculture, and this provision was the main reason for the President exercising his veto. In Poland, state forests cover about a third of the country. The availability and quality of timber is a key advantage for the Polish furniture industry.
Część gospodarcza.
Ecology and nature management will be an essential part of the future political debate. It may turn out that in 5 years the Minister of the Environment will be against cutting down trees. Then the state forests will have a huge problem. It is not yet known whether the draft law submitted by the Law and Justice Party to the Sejm, which removes the right of people to refuse to accept penalty notices given by the police, will be approved. The proposed amendment to the law has generated a great deal of controversy. The opposition claims that this new law violates basic civil rights, while the government points to other EU countries where such regulations are accepted as the norm. We demand the immediate withdrawal of this draft. In a democratic state ruled by the rule of law in the 21st century, There is no consent to such standards.
Zarzut opozycji, nie tylko opozycji.
Earlier, the opposition alleged that the penalty ticket slowed down the judicial system and caused delays in court hearings. Our goal in this proposal is to relieve the judges. Instead of judges, possible appeals against penalty tickets will be considered by court referendarists. After all, it will be possible to appeal against the mandate. The blocking of United States President Donald Trump by major social media networks raises serious questions about 21st century censorship. Some find the limiting of others' freedom of speech attractive. Such are the representatives of the left in Polish politics who, following the lead from the United States, said that similar treatment should be meted out to, for example, TVP journalists. The history of Trump's account shows how miserable the fate of accounts such as the head of Polish television, Jacek Kurski, or the head of news programmes, Jarosław Olechowski, will be. The platform supports censorship. It excludes the accounts of those they disagree with, and the problem is solved. Freedom of expression is the greatest problem for the liberal left, and the defence of free debate is the most important task of conservatives around the world. Civic Platform is planning to reactivate the main office for the control of press publications and performances. There is a strong candidacy for the head of censorship. We are a democratic party. We stand for freedom of speech. Well, unless we're not. Mr. Nitrous, of course, dreams of Bolshevism, and probably already sees himself as some kind of Checker boss. I don't think it will come to this because he will not censor us. He's too small for that, and he means too little. The real problem is that big media corporations have acquired a power greater than the political power of governments. And if this great power is not curtailed, we will wake up soon in an Orwellian world. That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, Poland Daily Business and more programmes. But from me, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.